What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so channel message. You have people that's trying to humble you and make you feel small because when they compare themselves to you, no matter if they're bigger, perceived to be better, have more, have more influence, they got a whole storefront, whatever. When they stand next to you or when they compare themselves to you, they feel like a loser. Like that's the energy that I'm picking up on. And you looking at yourself like little old me, like bitch, I'm not even where I wanna be. I'm not even popping like I wanna pop. Bottom of the deck. Like Five of Cups. They feel like they losing. They feel like they regret. They feel disappointed about what they have in comparison to you. And it's like, why? Because comparison is the thief of joy. So like you just in your joy, you're following your bliss. You doing what it is that you enjoy doing. You finding your little lane and you staying in it. You know. Yes, the sun card. Optimism, happiness, positivity. Like you staying in your little lane, you being positive, you being optimistic. You like every day you thanking God for every day that the sun shine, when the sun rise, and you ain't had to put it up there. You ain't had to go out on no crane and put the sun until it move this way, rise like this, shine like this. Like you ain't have to do all of that. And so these people are feeling some type of way because you are in the sun energy. You are being positive. You are being optimistic. You are actually in your joy. You are high vibrational right now in this season. And they don't want you to feel high vibrational. They don't want you to be who you are. They want to take and let me say it like this. And I can use this as an example. So um I was on Facebook last night rather. And I ended up seeing this ad for Bath and Body Works. And so Bath and Body Works in September, they came out with um this fragrance. Hold on. Let me I gotta get the stuff. Let me show you. Hold on. Alright. So Bath and Body Works came out with this fragrance called Touch of Gold. Now I ain't saying that like I'm just that bitch, but I'm that bitch. I'm powerful. So you see this Touch of Gold by Royal. Let's see if y'all can see this. Royal Henderson. You know. Let me see if y'all can. Let me get close. I did this in August on the 20th, 2025. Now, you know, they could have been had their shit in the archives or whatever. They could have been had their shit in the archives or whatever. I don't know. They could have been working on it before I worked on it. But I could have been in this energy of feeling like jealous or envious or feeling like, oh my God, they're copying me. Which in a sense I did kind of feel like that at first. But I took that as confirmation. Like I am a big deal. I'm a big deal. I'm such of a big deal that I got major companies want to copy me without even quote unquote knowing that they're copying me. I took that as confirmation from God, from spirit, from source, that my ideas are a big deal, a bigger deal than I actually really realized. That my fragrance that I created myself, I actually went to the lab and mixed that up myself. That my fragrance myself, and I named and I picked the fragrance, the top note, low note, bottom note, all this and that it was so good that another company, a bigger brand, Bath and Body Works, had to copy me to make me feel less than, to make me feel insecure, to make me get in my head to say, you're not a big deal. We're a bigger brand. We're making more sales. We're gonna have people, and they're gonna buy this product, and we're gonna make all this kind of money from it, and you're just a nobody. I could have took that. I could have let that be my narrative. You understand what I'm saying? I could have let that affect how I perceive myself. I could have let that affect how I enjoyed my fragrance. But the fact of the matter is, they don't have my energy. Like, everybody's gonna be walking around smelling the same. They're not gonna smell like Royal Henderson. They're gonna be smelling like Bath and Body Works. They're gonna be smelling like a carbon copy of me. Now they feel like the dupe. Clock that. Because I got a whole certificate that came out before they released that fragrance. They released that fragrance in September. I did my fragrance in August. That was an anniversary gift that me and my husband did with each other. So I took that as also a message, because I just discovered this. And I felt the need to make this a channel message, because I was like, you know what? These bigger companies, there is this energy, whether it's the thought form, the belief, the idea, whether it's actually literally like people spying on you, or the algorithm, or whatever. Because I also shared that. I shared my post on the internet that day that me and my husband did that. So, like, you don't know who watching you is also a channel message. You never know who watching you. You never know who is influenced by you and copying your idea and putting it up for mass production. That was like another thing that I hated in regards to like working jobs and giving my ideas to these companies, and then have them incorporate my ideas, and then they don't want to pay me for it, but then treat me like, oh, we just came up with this in the boardroom. We had these conversations, and this wasn't about you. Because in actuality, if you wasn't a spiritually sovereign person, like somebody who was like really strong within yourself, that would actually literally fuck somebody up. Like, that could fuck somebody up. That can fuck with they mental. That can fuck with the way that they see themselves. And it's also, first card out, patriarchy, the founder and guiding force of a family line, a man who provides both physically and spiritually. He represents tradition, legacy, and the passing on of wisdom to future generations. Like, I can look at it like that was a patriarchal thing, like taking from me. The man is taking from me in that sense. But it's like, not really. I just chose to be happy and positive about what it is that I created. And I didn't make it like, just because this person was the founder and the guiding force for a whole nother line of business, that it should make me feel small or make me feel insignificant. Because they'll never have that energy. They'll never have that memory. They'll never have that moment. And that moment, that energy, that memory, that love I share with creating that fragrance with my husband, nobody can never take that away from me. And every time I spray that on me, that's going to be way more powerful than a mass-produced product that the general public has access to. That's why it's a limited edition, because it's not the original, it's a dupe in my world. So that's the energy that I'm picking up on. Like, somebody wants to feel like their energy, them being bigger than you, being a founder, being the patriarch, being the matriarch, being the CEO, being the boss, having bigger influence, having this representation of what is perceived to be a big legacy. They want you to feel small. They want to humble you. So that's the energy. And take it how it applies. I'm just using my story as an example to help channel the message. So what's going on behind the scenes? So behind the scenes, there is justice. You know, you're going to get justice. Your balance, accountability, consequences. Paid my dues, young blood. Like, yes, they paid their dues, but you paid yours too in a different way. Like, the thing is going to be balanced out. In the sense, let me tell you this. Like, when I created that fragrance, I was battling with the idea of mimicking or being influenced to turn my perfume into an actual business, similarly to that of the influence with Tabitha Brown, you know, and how her and her husband created his business and her business fragrance. Like, that was the initial point of me choosing to create a fragrance together with my husband. But after all of that, I was thinking, like, should there be a fragrance? And I was like, I don't want everybody smelling like me. I want something that's one of one. I want to smell like myself. I don't want nobody to take that memory from me. I don't want nobody to take that moment from me. That is sacred to me. You know. And then the history behind perfume in itself and what that means to me and all of the things that I've experienced behind fragrance in general was like a whole new experience that I was crafting in the sense too, because that was my justice behind my story. And I'll talk about that in another video, like later on down the line. But that's the energy that I'm picking up on. And like I said, I was thinking of, would that be a business? And God has allowed that to be a representation of what my business would look like, how popular that brand would look, how it would look to have my fragrance mass produced to the general public. They didn't make me feel humble. They just made me feel like God is showing me my next path, my next direction. But it won't be a touch of gold. It'll be something else, because they've already tried to tarnish that. But again, like I said, it's way more valuable than any outside business can make it. But I appreciate them for their efforts. Let's put it like that. What is this? So we got the stars. That's your energy. Like, and it's not just your energy, it's their energy too, because this card is the stars. Two souls, each shining on their own and together. So it's also that, like, understanding my fragrance and their fragrance can exist at the same time. And somebody trying to make you humble yourself or make you feel small, it's like, how can you make me feel small when I'm already big? I can't feel small and big at the same time. I'm a star on my own. You're a star on your own. And if you feel not enough, that's not my problem. If you feel small, that's not my problem. That's a you thing. That's not a me thing. You know, that's why you have to have the energy of the sun to be optimistic and be happy with where you are now, and have a positive mindset and be able to reframe these narratives about your life, because you're the creator and you're the star of your own reality. So what's the low vibrational end? All right, low vibrational end: judgment, reckoning, awakening, revival, a final sacred choice. So I feel like they're going to get judgment from these. Or spirit, universe, source, God, Buddha, Allah, all there will be, the archangels, the ancestors, the nameless ones, all that child, is going to judge the situation accordingly. And they're going to be awakened to it. Whether it be like these people that want to try to make you feel small unbeknownst to them. Or maybe you're just going to be awakened to something about the situation that you didn't even really understand before. But at the same time, it's like the Seven of Swords. Don't be deceived. Deceptive, cunning, cheater, a royal secret hidden in plain sight. Like, to me, I feel like the truth of the matter is I know the truth about that. And I just feel like I know my secret conversations that I had with God behind the scenes before that fragrance even came out. You know, not just my fragrance, but that fragrance to the general public. I know the conversations that I was having, and I know that I wasn't even thinking about no goddamn Bath and Body Works before I even seen it today. And so it's like, this could be their energy. Somebody could have been, again, let me just say this, allegedly, because what do I know? I don't know anything. Maybe I'm just like making stuff up. Lying. But anyway, what if they're just being deceptive? Like, oh no, we was the original. We came up with this idea. We didn't steal anything from you. Or could it have been the company in which I created my fragrance with? They took my fragrance and sold it to a higher company because they thought that my fragrance was a really good fragrance, and then they used that, and then they created a dupe, used different scents. Because I haven't smelled what their version smelled like. That's the truth. And I don't want to, because I don't want my idea, my energy to be tampered with. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's like somebody could be trying to tamper with how your perception of reality and try to deceive you. And they're going to receive judgment for that. But in actuality, it's like we can exist the same. Just like y'all could have like, no, whatever. It is what it is. But yes, Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Conflict, bitterness, isolation. Their reign is a bitter prize. So it's like, I don't want my creation to be a bitter prize, is what I'm saying. Because ultimately, it's serving and doing exactly what I wanted it to do anyway. I might not be receiving any proceeds from it. And I might not be receiving the money from Bath and Body Works for using that name for what I created. To have me feel some certain type of way, like as if I'm being deceived or whatever. But I can still enjoy and have this energy. And have this energy override this feeling of being in conflict, mental conflict that is, with that idea. And I can still live in the reality where everything is balanced. And I can allow the general public to enjoy their version of the fragrance, and I can enjoy my version of the fragrance. Because in actuality, like at the beginning, I said something about it being a dupe. It's not a dupe. It's just their version of what a touch, like what they touch turned to gold, and what I touch turned to gold. It's just gold is valuable based upon the perception of the one in which who is beholding the gold. You understand what I'm saying? Its value varies from person to person, and then people do what they want with what God gives them. Is also what I'm receiving with that too. So you can receive an idea, and based upon the idea that God gives you, you can make it be whatever you want it to be. Whether it can be a small little niche thing where only it's very sacred to you, and it's only for you. It was created for you, so it can be a one of one and it become way more valuable in your perceived reality. Or you can make something that can be mass productive and massively produced for the entire world to enjoy, and it can still be valuable on a multitude of perceptions. I hope that makes sense. So let's get an affirmation card and close it out. But that was the energy that I was feeling, and I just wanted to create this video to document that too, because I was like, should I even talk about this? So yeah, it says I can have money and freedom too. A feeling of being overwhelmed is your indicator that you are denying yourself access to all manner of cooperation that could assist you if you were not disallowing it. As you begin to feel freer regarding the expenditure of time and money, doors will open, people will come to assist you, refreshing and productive ideas will occur to you, and circumstances and situations will unfold. As you change the way you feel, you access the energy that creates worlds. It is there for your ready access at all times. And that's what I was just talking about. Like, you receive an idea. You can do what it is that you want to. You have to be the person and be in the energy to act upon the idea and know that it's going to unfold in the ways in which you just seen it. Like, I seen the idea being sold in stores. And so God was saying, showing to me, you're talking about like this? Because in the words of Tabitha Brown, you can do it too. You don't have to do it the same way. You can do it differently. And there's room for everybody. And like if people like it, then they'll buy it. And if they don't like it, then they won't buy it. And they'll give you their opinion. But ultimately, the opinion of the others don't matter. Outwitting the devil. Because a lot of times, that is the devil, the enemy, trying to trick you and tell you that what you have to offer isn't good enough, or you're not good enough, or the people are going to talk about you, or it won't sell, or it won't be good enough, or all of that kind of energy. And that's irrelevant, because you can have money and freedom too at the same time. You can be free to create and keep it to yourself at the same time. You can be free to create and sell it at the same time. But the choice is ultimately up to you. So yeah, that's the reading. Don't be having nobody try to make you feel humble. And also, when you see stuff like that, start to shift your thought form about it. Because I'm doing that with myself. Because normally when I see stuff like that, when I see like people quote unquote in this energy of copying, in the past version of me used to be like, oh my God, look at them, they copying me, blah blah blah. And ultimately, the mindset that I have now these days is it's not about you. It's never about you. It is God living through you, expressing itself through you, through all of these creations, all of these ideas, all of these conversations, all of these products. This is God. It's not about you. You just get to experience it and enjoy it. If you will, if you allow yourself to, that is. So yeah, that's the reading. If the reading resonated with you and it was useful, then hit that thumb up button. And I will see y'all in the next one.